Yeah, I'm hyped for this one. Today we unboxing the Air Jordan 11 Mojave. This was a pleasant surprise and I cannot wait to show you all the details of this shoe. Starting with the box, as you can see, you got that classic OG style Air Jordan 11 box with the lift off lid. So on the top of the box, you got the all black with the classic Jordan branding here, similar to the Air Jordan 6. Remember how we got that on the tongue with the Air and the small text and the Jordan in the center of that with the red Jumpman behind it. And then another key hit that we're gonna notice is the Nike Air branding on the front and the back of the lid. Now looking at the size tag, it reads Air Jordan 11 Retro Canyon Purple off Noir, size 13, just for me. And retail on these was $235. Now lifting off the lid right here, you're gonna notice that you have your all over carbon fiber paper, and peeling that back, you have an extra set of white paper, and then you got the shoe. Oh yeah, got the shoe. But first things first, I want to shout out to my guy George. He's a part of the DNA fam community. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the link down below in the description and get joined up, because everybody helps each other out. And this time, luckily, I got blessed. Unfortunately, I struck out on these when they came out online, and then I got a message from him inside of the community, and he told me that they had pairs locally at our Foot Lockers, and I had to pull up. So he secured a pair for me. I ended up grabbing his pair, obviously in return, so that we could both get our sizes. And obviously, you know, the size 13 is a lot harder to get. So again, I appreciate you, bro, as always. Before we get into all the details of this shoe, you know we gotta go over the history first. Back in 95, 96, we saw the Air Jordan 11 hit the scene in 3 different colorways. You had the Columbias, the Concords, and the Breads. The shoe eventually became one of the most iconic sneakers of all time. And when Michael Jordan was playing for the Wizards, they then decided to release the Space Jams and the Cool Grays in the early 2000s. So everybody always says, the Space Jams, those are OGs. No, they were not OGs. They didn't come out with the 3 original colorways. It was a PE that Michael Jordan wore. But besides that, we have seen multiple colorways and iterations of Air Jordan 11s over the years. And obviously this purple pair is definitely a huge switch up. From 2008 to current time, we have seen the holiday Air Jordan 11s. It all started with the CDP Taxi and Bread, or Playoff, or Black and Red, depending on the era of sneakerhead. We all have our own nicknames. And throughout that time, we have seen a lot of similarities. The classic standard patent leather on the upper, ballistic mesh, switch up the color, tweak a couple things. Every now and then we might get a small outlier, but not everybody likes that because they like that standard style, which again, there's another audience of people that don't like patent leather on shoes, so they appreciate this. But with 2025 being the 40th year anniversary for Jordan, this became a very special year. We've seen tons of amazing drops throughout the entire year, and you know Jordan brand had to finish the holidays with a bang when it comes to the Jordan 11s in particular. So we already saw the Rare Airs, the Gammas are set to come out soon, and we have this current pack as well. And what I mean by pack is you have Houston, Atlanta, and Vegas. AKA, I call this the Drake pack. Atlanta, Vegas. So one thing that was cool about this pack in particular is there was a regional drop. You have pairs that are coming out in the Asias, and you also have America. And within America, you have regions, right? Left side, middle, and right side of America. With me living closer to Vegas, obviously being in Portland, Oregon, we got the Mojave Air Jordan 11s. Now I still need both other pairs, so please, if you find a size 13 for a good deal, let me know. Prefer to get them for retail, but again, you know, I'll do what I gotta do. Trades or something, we'll work something out. But this pack represents a lot of different elements through each shoe, and then obviously the 40th year anniversary. So I'm excited to break down all the details of these. Oh yeah, and if you didn't know by now, my name is DJ, and this is the DNA Show. Yo, DNA fam, I know you guys are into sneakers, so I'm gonna assume that you're into investing as well, which means you're probably also interested in leveling up your life. I think you definitely need to check this out. I just launched my DNA Show community on School, and it's totally free to join, by the way. Inside, I've dropped my entire Hobby to Hustle program. It used to be $99 a month, and I've helped tons of people turn their passions into profit with this course. And now I want to give it away 100% free just for the community members. This is going to be a place where sneakerheads can connect, share game, and grow together. So don't wait, hit the link down below in the description to get instant access to the Hobby to Hustle course today. And I'll see you guys on the inside so we can run it up. Starting with the outsole, as you can see, you have a very semi-translucent outsole right here. This has got more of that like darker, deeper, kind of navy bluish kind of tone to it that that smoke gray vibe to it, but you can still see through it in some elements when it hits the light. It's not just a solid color. If you look really close, you can actually see the Jumpman in the center of the foot, which is classic and standard to the Air Jordan 11. And then besides that, you have your herringbone traction pods here at the top and bottom of the foot in that soft pink color, which gives you that color and inspiration from the Mojave Desert out in Nevada. And then one cool hit that I noticed about these is the gold carbon fiber. Typically we don't see a gold carbon fiber too often, and they actually switched up the pattern. It's got that diagonal type of pattern to it compared to like a checkerboard style, which we standard see. I like how they added that subtle tweak to this shoe as well. And somebody also told me that these were originally supposed to be for the Houston colorway, and apparently there was another colorway for the Vegas one, but they didn't like that, so these became the Vegas one, and they switched the story and narrative behind that. Let me know what you guys think. Is that true? I would love to see what that original Vegas rendition was like, or if anybody knows. Now next up right here is going to be the midsole. Typically on the Air Jordan 11s, like I was telling you, the holiday pack, all the other 11s that we get, it's a white midsole. So with the Phi-Line midsoles on the Jordan 11s, it's just like standard classic OG. We just always get that. Every now and then we'll get a black midsole on a shoe, but typically when it's a black midsole, it's an all black upper. So with this color blocking, it definitely gives the shoe a different feel, and some people love it and hate it because of that, because it's so unnatural to what we typically see, especially with the whole upper being the same color as well. Now going to the upper, this is going to be a mixture of a couple different materials, and I want to talk about some previous releases from the past. I hear a lot of people talk about the pinnacle Air Jordan 11s, or for me, I thought about immediately when I saw this colorway, I was like, yo, this is like a PE. I had the Alshon Jeffries and the Jeter 11s in my collection before, and I thought about those as well, how it was such a dope vibe, how they went about that with the materials, the overall colorway, and the execution on those. And to see this come to life as a release to the public, this could have easily been a 1 of 10 or a 1 of 23 pairs type sneaker, and next thing you know, it's going for $30,000. From somebody who collects PEs and those type of shoes as well, I feel that this could have easily fallen in that category if there was more exclusivity to the shoe. But I'm very glad that these came out to the public and I was able to get my hands on these for retail. So on this main panel of the shoe that wraps around, typically this is a patent leather, but they have a waxed leather on this instead. This kind of reminds me of the Cigar 6s. Remember how they had a leather similar to that? And if you scuff it up, it kind of leaves that mark, and it's like it wears in, but it looks good, but you're like kind of scared. I feel like it could kind of have that same vibe to it. So when you wear these, wear them with caution. That's all I'm saying. But I also think as you continue to wear these shoes in and it creates its own character around it, it could look really good as well. Now for the upper, typically in this panel right here, you have a ballistic mesh. Similar to the cool gray 11s, you have that nubuck right there that goes on this part, and then on this back end on the panel, we typically see a leather. Now when it comes to the small black details on this shoe, this is one thing that I really love. They did the embossed Jumpman instead of the raised Jumpman, or just the printed or the stitched. Give us something a little bit different than our standard Air Jordan Jumpman that we get on the Jordan 11s, so I'm not mad at that. It still got a premium vibe to the shoe. Now on the 23 on the back end on the heel, this is actually something that's a little bit more similar to the older style 11s that were coming out 10-12 years ago that just had the 23 printed on there. I've noticed that they've done a nice thicker, gummier 23 on the back end of the heels lately on some of the more premium drops, or whatever you want to, I guess they're not really premium drops, it's just like standard drops. We get different switch ups over the years. If they would have done something a little bit nicer here, I wouldn't have been mad at that, but again, I'm not mad at this. This is pretty standard to the Jordan 11. Also with the more black detailed hits right here, you have the rope laces going up the center of the foot, the same nubuck material on the center of the tongue as the areas around the lace holes, and then you have your classic Jordan branded patch here with that same purple with the black text. Now one small detail that not a lot of people really noticed is there's a small black kind of waxy finish throughout the entire lining of the bottom half of the shoe that goes to the second set of materials, and I love how they added this detail. You kind of don't notice it from afar, but when you get close and you start to look at it, you see how it separates it, and I like how it has that nice finish to it. Going inside the collar, same thing right here, purple materials all throughout. Behind the tongue, you're gonna have that classic quality basketball inspired by the greatest player ever patch with the light purple Jumpman on the inside of there, and then on the sock liner, an insole. We got polyurethane insoles, great right here because this is not a collaboration, it's just a nice release, so I'm very happy about that. And then on the sock liner, this is where we're talking about the Mojave Desert, the sunsets, the reflections of the mountains and the rocks, and the different colors that it makes as you look at the sky. It's always cool to see a different sock liner. Now for me, obviously excited excited about this shoe. Very happy to add these to my collection. I want the Houstons and I want the Atlantas. I want the Tokyos. I want the Chinas. I want all of them, right? I want every pair in the whole set. And once I get the whole set, because I will, we're gonna do a full ranking video with all of these, the rare airs, the gammas, and all the stuff from this holiday pack. So you guys can tell me what you guys think about the entire pack ranked out. It's gonna be super fun to do. So again, if you guys can help me get my hands on those, especially all my homies in Asia, if you guys have the access to them and can help me get a size 13, I would really appreciate it, because I want to get this video out for you guys. It's going to be a fun one to make. Now obviously you guys can tell I love the shoe, but I want to see what you guys think about the shoe, because I know for a fact this is not a cup of tea for everybody. People love Jordan 11s because of the patent leather, and these don't have the patent leather. And then there's another side of the people that hate the patent leather on shoes, and they're glad that they added this, but then they're mad that it's a purple shoe and they can't rock with it, so then they don't like it for those reasons. I'm hearing a lot of different narratives behind it, and for other people, they're glad that it's a switch up. It's something different. We haven't seen something like this on a Jordan 11 yet. So because it's so new and it's not traditional, it's something that people enjoy, and that's also something that people don't enjoy because of that. So you guys know I would vote fire if I had the chance, and obviously I would pick these up because that's what I did. I want to know what you think. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I post all the polls there and I share the results here. This is what the people said. 73% of the people chose fire and 27% of the people chose trash. So typically in that category, that tells me not a top 10 sneaker of the year. For me, these might be in my top 10. I really like these. Out of the whole pack of the three, this is my favorite one. I think the Houston is a close second, and then Atlanta is just like a nice shoe. Also, with this shoe, a lot of people, once they see it in person, they start to like it a little bit more. I don't know what it is about it, but I haven't heard anybody yet see the shoe in person and be like, oh, those aren't as good as the photos. So let me know you guys' thoughts and impressions down below in the comment section. Were they available and you didn't cop? Were they available and you copped? Did you not like them at all? Are you starting to like them now? How are you feeling about it? What do you think about the prices? Currently, they're not going too much over the retail, so you can still access them for not crazy of a price right now. But with something so unique like this, I think in time, this being the 40th year anniversary, the current state of the economy, the amount of shoes that are just coming out right now, I can understand why people are picking their battles. They will rather get the gammas. If they can't get the gammas, then they're probably going to fall back and get other things after that. I can see why there's so many different reasons to why people do and don't purchase certain things at certain times and then come back and grab it later or try to catch it on sale. We're seeing a lot of that as well, depending on the models and the colorways. I just want to see what you guys feel, where you're at with this, where your mindset is with this. And again, if you guys can help me get the other pairs, please, because I want to get this next review out so bad. I cannot wait to go over the Houston, Atlanta, Tokyo, China, all this stuff. They did a really good job on this pack. They got in their bag, they created great concepts, great colorways, and people are gonna appreciate this stuff later down the line. They're not realizing what's in front of their faces right now and how much they put into producing these models compared to just what we standard get all the time. But I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe this is the last final swing at the Air Jordan 11 and we're gonna start seeing things pull back with the Jordan 11s, because we know that some people are saying, hey, they're kind of getting played out a little bit. We're getting too many 11s every single year. There's more and more pairs of 11s. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna release, 7-8 pairs of 11s next year. So we'll definitely see some stuff tapering back, but I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling off thinking about how I feel about this. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all in another one. I'm out.
I would never let you down.
Hey, just a quick reminder, again, the link is down below in the description to join the community if you have not already. I'm giving away the entire Hobby to Hustle program for free, only to members. So you got to sign up and get in. Again, everything is free. You don't have nothing to pay for. It's all going to be inside. You're going to love it. Trust me, I've helped hundreds of people with this. I cannot wait to help you as well.
It's in my DNA. The only choice I like to make, what I'ma wear today. I would never let you down. It's in my DNA. The only choice I like to make.